Hi, and welcome back to Rugged Mountain Homestead. My name is Sarah, and today was our November Azure Standard pickup. And boy, what a pickup it was. This was our last haul, basically, for the next couple months because Colorado weather is very unpredictable in the winter. So it's just best that we plan ahead and make sure we have everything to get through the winter should we not be able to get out. So let's go ahead and get started because there is plenty to go through. Okay, this is a 25-pound bag of unbleached all-purpose flour. It is organic flour. I usually get this locally, but this price was competitive and it was just easier to put it in my haul order and not have to go to separate places. So this 25-pound bag was $26.99. That makes it $1.08 a pound for organic unbleached flour. I'm going to try and get through the cold stuff first and the frozen things just so I can get them back in the refrigerator and freezer. Here we have a bag of organic chopped curly kale. I did order 3 bags of these. 3 bags of the kale were $8.46, making them $2.82 each. And I also got 3 bags of the cut spinach. This is organic spinach. All 3 bags were $8.36, making them $2.79 a bag. Some of these you'll see on repeat because I decided to get another one this month. And that is also the cream cheese. It is a 2.5-pound chub. I did order this last month. And that one I'm going to be using for baking, and then this I'm going to use with my morning bagels. So the cream cheese was $16.35. It is 2.5 pounds, making that cream cheese $6.54 a pound. And this is a new one for us. It's the De Casa Organic Red Salsa. It says hot on here, but we're finding out with a lot of salsas that say hot, that it's kind of like the right amount of spiciness for us. So we're going to try this out. And I did get 2 of these for $7.28, making them $3.64 each. And that is a really good deal. This is a 14-ounce container. And then I also got 6 containers of the Nancy's Organic Probiotic Sour Cream. These are 1-pound containers. Yes, I could make my own sour cream, but in the busyness of this season, I went ahead and I'm purchasing it. It was $19.01 for a package of 6, making them $3.17 a container. And the cheese that I usually buy, they were out, so I went ahead and got the Rumiano Organic Sharp Cheddar Cheese. This was $38.05 for this brick. It is 5 pounds, which made this cheese $7.61 a pound. And I haven't tried this brand before. This is the Lulabelle's Organic Mozzarella Cheese. And I got just 3 of them since I haven't tried it before, but it'll be easiest to shred it from an 8-ounce brick like this. All 3 of these were $16.68, making them $5.56 each. Now, you also see on here that it says A2A2. That is the type of milk that is used in making this mozzarella cheese. For those of you who don't know what the A2A2 milk is, the A2A2 milk, it is much easier to digest, so a lot of people that are lactose intolerant find that they can have dairy that is made with A2A2 milk. It also helps to reduce gut inflammation, and it's very nutrient dense in vitamins and protein. Also, the potassium level in this A2 milk, it also can help lower blood pressure if your blood pressure runs high. So I'm just going to shred these up for lasagna or any other pasta type dishes that I decide to make. This is a 4-pound bag of organic Valencia oranges. They look really nice. They're a nice size. Some of them are a little underripe, and that is okay with me. I'd rather them be shipped a little underripe than overripe. But this was $9.75 for this 4-pound bag, making it $2.44 a pound. And this next item is a treat for Dean and myself. And this is a 1-quart container of organic eggnog. We really like this. I also like to use it a little bit in my coffee as creamer. And we just haven't had this brand before. Granted, with all the eggs we have, I probably could make my own, but it's just nice to be able to have it in the refrigerator. And this quart was $5.55. And since we're approaching the holidays, I did get us a couple treats in this order. So I have a few things that I don't normally purchase, but are here today. And I bought another bag of the chocolate chips. These are organic chocolate chips. They are the sweet dark. I just thought about it and I was like, you know, we're going to go through 1 pound of chocolate chips really fast. We haven't had chocolate in a really long time, so I'm just going to go ahead and get another one. And this was $8.46. I also purchased a 1-pound bag of peanut butter chips. And these are not organic, but they are non-GMO. And that is all Azure will carry. If it's not organic, it is non-GMO. And this 1-pound bag of peanut butter chips was $8.09. I did get a bag of these fire lighters. There are 72 fire lighters in here. We're not using these per se to start our fires in the wood stove, but I just thought it would be good to have on hand. We generally just start using kindling wood and newspaper, but if we ever run low, these would be good to have on hand. And this bag was $8.21. I also had to get more citric acid. This is food grade citric acid, and I use this when I'm canning. If I'm going to be doing potatoes or anything that could start to brown, I will put a little bit of this in water, in my holding water, until I can get them in the jars. And the citric acid was $8.49. It does last a long time for me. The last time I purchased citric acid was 2 years ago, so this will last a long time. And this is new. This is calcium hydroxide. This is what is used for, a lot of people use it in pickling. It's also used for water glassing eggs. And with the amount of eggs that are coming in, that is what I'm going to do to preserve them for later use. This is a 1-pound bag. That was $3.41. We're trying some new tortillas this time. The De Casa, it's the same brand as the salsa, and they're just yellow organic tortilla chips. These tortilla chips were $11.32 for 3 bags, and that makes them $3.77 each. Now, even though I have 6 pumpkins sitting in the windowsill, they're a little small. They are pie pumpkins, but they're still a little bit on the smaller side. So I went ahead and got 3 cans of the pumpkin puree. We eat a lot of pumpkin, and it's really good for you. And this is organic puree. This, I bought 3, and it was $9.28 for 3, making them $3.09 each, and this is a 29-ounce can. So actually, I only have to use half of this can for a single recipe. So I'm actually going to get 6 different items out of this one, out of these 3 cans. And for the first time ever, I am trying this peppermint flavor. This is for the holidays as well. A lot of times they have these different little desserts that I'd like to try and make, but sometimes they call for like a holiday flavoring, and I've never bought that before. So I'm going to try this peppermint. This was $4.11. And I cannot go without hand lotion. And this is supposed to be really good moisturizing hand lotion for hands that have been damaged by weather and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and try it. It is 11.5 ounce pump bottle, and it was $8.99. The tallow that I gotten before, it works really well. I was just getting very low on it. One of my favorite treats, these are the wheat sprouted everything bagels. And I got 3 of these, and that was $16.63. And that makes them $5.54 a bag. And I probably, if you were in a big box store, I would probably compare these to the Dave's Killer Bagels. Then we also have a box of probiotic salsa verde. We tried the red salsa, the wild brine, and loved it. We just bought one to try, and we just went through it so fast. And so I went ahead and got the salsa verde to try because they were out of the red salsa. This will be so good, in the wintertime especially. It's, so healthy for you, being fermented. And it has all the things that we would eat in there anyway. Cabbage, onions, tomatillos, Anaheim peppers, salt, cilantro, jalapenos, lime juice, garlic, chipotle peppers. So I'm anxious to get into that. This is another repeat from last month. I really thought about it, and I was like, thinking, okay, I'll buy a case of tomatoes because we do use them a lot. And I really had to stop and think and say, okay, you're probably not going to go to get a pickup for the rest of the winter. So I decided to go ahead and buy another case of diced tomatoes. And this case was $22.38. And that they're 12 in a case, so that makes them $1.87 each. And this is a 14.5 ounce can. So this is really kind of like a normal can. I definitely do not want to run out of these. This is the Superb canning lids. These are for the regular mouth canning lids, and they are wonderful. They are very thick. Let me see if I can get one out here real quick. If you do canning and want to try new lids, these are fantastic. They are very thick when compared to other canning lids, and the seal is nice and thick, and you can actually feel it. There's no little nicks or anything in it like sometimes you'll find in other canning lids. I'm just really in love with these canning lids. This is a nice box of 60, and for the box of 60, it was $17.64, and I did get 2. This is interesting. Okay. I have used these so many times and got them from Azure, and I always get them in a lot of 3. Well, I was thinking about it, and I was like, I go through these pretty well. These are really nice scrubber sponges because that walnut scrubby on top is nice and firm, and it does last. And so I was looking at the price difference to just go ahead and buy a whole case of 25, and it was a big savings. So this entire case was $25.50. And that would make them $1.06 each. And you cannot beat that. So I went ahead and got the whole case. So this is going to last quite some time. The point is we will use it, and we won't have to worry about running out for a while. One of my favorite things to get at Azure are their spices. Their spices are so good, so nice, and you just can't beat the price for the amount that you get. This white ground pepper, this is a treat. We don't need white ground pepper, but we love it, especially to cook with. It's just a little bit spicier than the black pepper. I just get it in the 4 ounce because it will last us. And this was $6.24. So it's a little pricey, but again, it'll last a long time and it's a treat. I also got another pound of the garlic granules. I do not want to run out of garlic. We do use it quite a bit. And this 1 pound bag was $12.65. Now last month I did get the dehydrated red and green peppers as well. And I thought about it and I was like, you know, I couldn't really remember if my jar of peppers would last me for 3 months. So I didn't want to risk it. So I went ahead and got another 1 pound bag of each. The red peppers were $12.36 for a pound. And then the green bell peppers were $12.71 per pound. Now, this next item I love, and it's the Stacy's Organic Flour Tortillas. Now, I had a case in my cart, but they sold out before my shipment went out. So I don't care for the whole wheat tortillas or the corn tortillas. So the only thing left they had were the 12-inch, and I'm usually getting the 8 or 10-inch. The 12-inch tortillas, I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and get them. But I've never seen tortillas this large. Look at this. It's 12 inches, but that just seems so huge. So the good thing about that is that I can stuff it and one will be a meal for us. The tortillas were $49.24 for a package of 6. However, in one package, there are 12 tortillas. So that is $8.21 a bag. Also got a 5 pound box of blackberries. These are frozen blackberries. I'm going to use these to make a blackberry cobbler, but also I took some blackberry jam to my daughter and she just absolutely loved it. And I only took her 1 jar. So I'm going to go ahead and make some more jam since she liked it so well, because we've already gone through it. And the 10 pounds of organic yellow onions. We've already gone through all the onions that I grew this summer. So I bought these. This is 10 pounds of onions for $17.95, making them $1.80 a pound. And these are really, really nice sized onions. I mean, they're really huge. I've never seen onions like this other than Azure. And a repeat item from last month are the crushed tomatoes. I've got another case here, and these are the large cans, 28 ounces. So this whole case of 12 was $30.64, and that makes them $2.55 a can. And that is a really good price, not only for organic, but for the size can that it is. And then I got the Country Save laundry detergent, the powder. Now, usually I've used the liquid and I've just gotten away from it. I just don't like having all the jugs. But if you remember a couple videos back on my Azure hauls, I had gotten this little vintage looking tin of laundry powder. And I still have it and it's really working well, but I wanted something that I could refill it with. And that particular container didn't have just a refill. You had to buy a whole nother metal container. So I went ahead and I'm going to try this. I know that I already like the liquid brand, so I'm thinking that this will be fine, the powdered. And this was $19.53. I do have an HE machine, and it says for HE machines this should be 160 loads. So I think we're set for a while. Now with the October haul and then this size November haul for us, I don't anticipate having to go out to the store for December and January and potentially February. We just have to see. All of it usually depends on the weather around here. And I'm just not willing to really do an Azure order in the winter just because I don't want to not be able to get out. So I always stock up well ahead of time. I keep my pantry stocked anyway, but I just go ahead and do a little extra in the months preceding winter. Also, something very interesting happened at our drop today. This gentleman by the name of Luke came up and introduced himself to Dean and myself, and he was actually part of the logistics team at Azure. Super nice guy, just checking and seeing how we like Azure, how the drops have been going, and our driver happened to be a new driver. And so just Azure is such a great company. They go ahead, and he was telling me that they send someone behind a new driver just to make sure that everything's going up to their standards. That's just another thing that I love about Azure. They truly, truly care about their customers. I've only had like maybe one or two things not be right in my deliveries, and I've been getting from them since 2021, and they always made good on it right away. And they just have wonderful ethics. I can't speak highly enough about them. Their products are fantastic. Just really, there's not a really great comparison just because they can't be beat. So if you would ever like to try Azure for yourself, if you never have before, just consider using my share code, and I will put it down below in the description box. Once you try Azure, you will also get a share code, and you will be able to, when you share it with somebody else, you'll be able to get like a $25 discount on your next Azure order when someone orders $100 or more. It's just an extra little perk. But again, even if they didn't have that perk available, I would be supporting Azure 100%. They're a great company. So I'll also put a link below so that you can just click on it and check out their page. They give a whole history and what they're about, and it's pretty in depth. So while I love their company, I'm not going to sit here and explain everything about it. But this was our haul for November. We have a beef share we're getting ready to pick up. So we just have a lot of things going on. So I hope you'll stay tuned for the beef share video, because I'm going to be canning some beef. And I've had a couple people ask me about canning meat. And so I'm going to go ahead and do it. And do a video. Thank you so much for joining me up on Rugged Mountain Homestead today for our November Azure order. We are always so glad when you do. We appreciate you spending your time with us. I look forward to seeing you on the next one, and until then, take care.